Okay, last but not least, I don't know if you guys remember, but in volume 1 I talked about this little gas station, this service station or garage that I had, and I finally got detail done on the inside of it, and it was a pretty good project. I did quite a bit of detail on the inside. I'm going to pop the roof off of it for you in a minute here so you can see what I've done. You can see the floor jack here in the left stall, some radiator hoses hanging on the wall and shelves with junk, and there's a car in there with a hood popped up. I'll pop the roof off of you so you can see inside. I've got the roof off the inside of the garage so you can see the detail inside. If you can see all the radiator hoses hanging on the bottom there, and then the fan belts on the top. I made those little tags on the computer and wrapped all those. They're just little pieces of wire that I painted black and wrapped, printed up some labels and wrapped up the fan belts and just hung them on the wall. And then there's a trash can right there by the door on the left. It's just made out of a piece of aluminum tubing, and I tapered it. And then the floor jack is scratch built. I had some in a kit, but I didn't really like the way they looked too much, so I scratch built that floor jack, pieces of plastic and some brass wire. And then I made a little shelf and put some junk on it, and there's another little shelf with some junk on it. And the big red toolboxes are also scratch built out of little blocks of wood with some styrene angle and stuff like that glued on it, and just painted them red. And then there's the other scratch built toolbox, and then another shelf loaded with junk over it. And then there's my air hose curled up on the ground, and I actually have my air hose that comes through the wall. I'll show it where the air tank is on the outside of the building. And then the scratch built that dolly that has those acetylene tanks on it. Scratch built that out of some plastic, styrene, and some brass tubing, and the tires are made out of wire insulation. I don't know how well you can see that. And some of these pieces, that toolbox was in a kit, and so were those pumps were in a kit. That little cabinet there was scratch built out of a piece of wood and some plastic. And then even put the little pieces of blue, the blue rags you buy in a box, some of those in a trash can and laying around on the cabinet. And there's actually those little yellow things are supposed to represent oil filters. And then there's a little red funnel there. Anyway, that's I don't know if there's anything else in there that. There's a broom in the corner. Greased up the floor a little bit here and there. Anyway, I got it done. I still need to finish the front building there. We'll put a little waiting room in there. But got that part done. And then if you go to the back, got all the junk piled up in the back, old mufflers, cinder blocks, and all kinds of little axle tires. And there's the air compressor. Built a little awning over it on the back so that kind of keep the weather off of it. Anyway, the piping from the air compressor actually comes out of the top of the air compressor and goes into the building. And that's where I tapped in my air hoses. And then there's a couple oil drums here on the side. And then I installed a privacy fence to the back of it. Put an AC unit in the back. And I don't know if you can tried to attempt to scratch build a impact wrench at the end of that air hose. I don't know if you can see it by those two green things there, but that's supposed to be an impact wrench. So anyway, that's it. That's really basically all I've done to my model railroad. I'll be doing some more stuff later on, and I'll try to keep you guys updated, maybe a little bit more frequently. Okay?